What's going on, everybody? Weston Hodkiewicz here at the Green Bay Press-Gazette.com and PackersNews.com, joined alongside Pete Dougherty, and as we've been doing for the past week here, chronicling the Green Bay Packers as they enter the 2013 NFL Draft. Pete, today we're looking at the offensive line. This has been an interesting spot for the Packers because they have taken some hits a little bit with the amount of pressure that was been on Aaron Rodgers this past year. Looking at the interior line, though, with Jeff Saturday now moving on, that interior spot, I know that's a place where Ted Thompson doesn't always like to invest heavily into, but is that a spot that you could see them maybe making a move and trying to find someone there, either at a center guard or someone that can move around a little bit?
Sure, there. Tackle also. They could draft both, draft an inside guy and an outside guy. That's the offensive line. That's 5 positions out of 11 on offense, 5 out of 22 on the starting team. So, you need to take a couple of them almost every year. And it might be one of those things, if they used a second or third round pick on it, wouldn't be a shocker at all. But it might be one of those things like with Sitton and Lang. I think they were both 4th round picks, could be 4th, 5th round type thing too. A lot of times those guys develop into good players. The inside guys, it's a position where intangibles are just important, especially center. It's not unusual for lower round guys to end up being good NFL players.
Past 2 out of 3 drafts, they've invested their first-round pick into the tackle spot. There are some still pretty intriguing prospects out there. I know one of them we've talked a lot about is Menelik Watson from Florida State. A really interesting story in how he came over here, originally wanted to play basketball, then made the switch to football. Is this a guy, Pete, though, that the Packers could conceivably look at and maybe plug into that offensive line?
They'll have to at least kick it around, I would think, or this has been what they've been discussing leading up to the draft. They'll have their board set by draft day, so they'll know what they're going to do in almost any scenario that pops up. But it's a guy they had to at least kick around at 26. He could play either tackle. I think he played right side at Florida State, but everybody thinks he could be a left tackle. He played basketball at Marist for a couple years, and then for a short time, he figured he wasn't going to make the NBA, so for a short time he took up boxing. I think it was for like a week. Then decided to give football a shot, went and played at Saddleback Junior College out in California, and then went to Florida State and played a year there, and now he's going to the NFL. Very raw, but a big, strong, gifted guy.
Looking at that, Pete, I just want to touch on really quickly the Wisconsin guys. You have Wagner, who's the guy that maybe people thought would be a mid-round guy at tackle. Obviously, Frederick and everything he did and going out early. What do you think about those two guys?
They're NFL players. Frederick, for all the Barrett Jones got probably the most publicity of any center of recent years because he played all those positions for Alabama national champs. He was left tackle last year, the Outland Trophy winner last year, meaning in 11,
right.
And then he moves to center in 12. But the scouts I talked to, a majority of them thought Frederick was the better player and the better NFL prospect, and my guess is he ends up going a little higher than Barrett Jones does. Wagner will get drafted. Some teams have concerns about his athleticism, but he looks like an NFL right tackle. He'll get a shot and could be, like you said, looks like he's a mid-round type guy. Best guess would be 4th round for him.
Well, Pete chronicled all those guys today in today's Green Bay Press-Gazette.com. Be sure to read that. And until next time, for Pete, I'm Wes. We'll see you later.